Welcome to another guide too with me, MrSealyp. The Rostselmash 161. This is a new mod out across all platforms, I believe. This is by Giants Software. I will do my little bit of blurb, a little bit of spiel about Rostselmash before I move on to looking in store, and then we'll look at the machines themselves. Rostselmash are a Russian agricultural machinery company, and they have been in business since the official birthday is 1929, although some people think the roots go back as far as 1926, I believe, but its official birthday is July 21st, I think it is, 1929, where they started production on their first bits of machinery on a production line, a factory I guess, in a place called Rostov-on-Don. But we have already got some Rostselmash machines in game already. The Acros range came into being in about 2007. The Torum range came in about 2009, and in 2015 the 161 range became available. So this has been out a little while in the real world, but obviously this is new to the game. With it in game comes the new header, and this is the Draper stream, not the Power stream. It's the same width as the Power stream 900, but it has a little trick up its sleeve, which is quite nice. So we'll have a look in store first, and if we go to Harvesters, we go right the way across. Here we have it. £299,000 dollars or euros to buy, 360 horsepower. It has a tank capacity of 10,500 litres. This comes between the other two. The Rostselmash Acros is 214,000 with 325 horsepower, and the Rostselmash Torum is 490 horsepower for 342,000. It comes between the two at 299,000, so we kind of sit there where the axial flow is. 299,000 with 360 horsepower, so it's yeah, kind of slots between the two, although it is a newer machine and there are a lot of differences with it. If we look into the actual purchasing page, you can have it as standard wheel setup or wide tyres, and that's the only real option. That makes a difference of £800 dollars or euros. I'm pretty sure, looking online, in real life it's a 380 horsepower machine, unless they do different variables. I guess they probably would. I know on release it was 380 horsepower, but that's by the by. It's a minor point. If you're going to lease it, 23,984, not cheap, but it's about right, what they pretty much go for. So let's have a quick look, shall we? Now, it looks, I mean, it's a very, very nice modern looking machine, isn't it? It's hard until you can kind of compare it to the other ones. The other ones are very, very boxy looking machines. This is a very much, I say, different design. It's not, I suppose it is. It's a completely different design. It looks more swept back. You've got these almost like kind of wheel arch type things with the Rostselmash down the side. That's really, really nice. It gives it a kind of real sweeping design to it, almost like a wedge shape, which the other ones do, but they just seem a little bit more boxy. I think because you've got these kind of flared fairings at the side here, whereas the other ones are very slab-sided, which is nice. It looks very, very good. The cab's been redesigned again. The other ones are quite boxy looking. This has got a more sort of curved panoramic design to it. We'll have a look inside as well. And whereas on the other one it was, I mean, again, this is the in-game versions. I don't know about the real world. These sections that are black on the other versions are more grey. So this is, you know, the colours look a lot deeper, richer. If we move around the side of it to the back, it looks really nice. It's got a real look of the old the Massey Ferguson on the back here, which I suppose they are going to get design cues from different places, aren't they? But very, very nice look on the back of this, with the Rostselmash. You can just about see that in the light on the back section there. But it is an incredibly nice machine. So this is the standard wheeled version. Hang on, make sure I get this right way around. That's the standard wheeled version. I can't remember which way around to put them. That's the standard wheel, and that's the wide. As you can tell, I mean, it's huge, isn't it? If we look at where the ladder is, that's a little bit either side of the ladder, pretty much okay. This one, I mean, that comes a real long way up from the ladder that side. So that's the wide tired version, that's the standard tired version. Reduces compaction, all that kind of thing. Over boggier ground, it's going to spread the load, allow for better traction, that kind of thing. So we'll have a quick jump inside. Turn it on. It's quite a quiet machine actually. Gives us a chance to have a look on top. Different design around the top section as well. The fire extinguisher is in a different place. The sort of the hand guards, handrails are different. We've got a rear beacon in the middle here. Let's back up a little bit. So beacons. Lights. Rear lights. And then working lights in the front. Turn those off. Pipe out, let's just turn it a little bit to the side. Nice animations, nice fluid motion on the pipe. Really is very good. Let's open the top section. Stands very, very high, but I do like the fact that that sweep carries on up the side. It looks good. It's a very, very nice looking machine. Close that back down again, and let's have a look in cab. So from in cab, obviously slightly more kind of uprated, upgraded. It looks clean, it looks crisp, very nice details. You can see with the actual cockpit view now, the windscreen's got a much more kind of panoramic sweep to it. It doesn't feel as boxy. It's pretty good. It's too incredibly quiet. So, moving on from that, let's have a look at this header, shall we? Now when that picks that up, for me that header seems to sit very, very high compared to previous versions. I don't know if that's just me or not, but we can adjust the height of the cutter bar, or the collector bar. It's not the cutter bar, that's what it does, isn't it? And we can go in and out with it as well. Oh, hang on. Depending on your needs. It's very nice. I'll just lower that down a second. So yeah, it does seem to sit very, very high. Now, what's new about this header between the Power Stream and the Draper Stream 900? The widths are the same. They're both 9 meters, which is great. And I think the one for the Across is a 7 meter header. So you've got a 7 meter and a 9 meter. This is like a mini version of the large. We'll have a look in store actually. If we look at headers, if we go along, we've got the first Rostselmash, the Power Stream 700, which is the original, and then we've got the Power Stream 900. So you've got the 9 meter and the 7 meter. And if we go along a bit further, we've then got the new one, which is the Draper Stream 900. It's a couple of £2,000-3,000 more, still a 9 meter header, but this comes into the same category as the New Holland Draper and the Case Draper header. Now these are both massive. Obviously they're huge headers, 13.7 meters each, 45 feet. This is only a 9 meter header, but what's good about it is it has the same function. It has its own header trailer attached. So we can fold that up. So now we have a much easier way of say a sensible header width. If you're looking for an average header width and you want to put this on other harvesters, which I assume it will fit on other harvesters, they generally do, it means you don't need a separate header trailer, which will be very, very nice, very, very handy. So we'll just open it again. Extendable. Very, very nice. I like that. Right, let's drop that down. And detach. Why is that not detaching? Now it's detached. There we go. It's very nice indeed. I do like it. The wide tyre one just looks, I don't know, it's got a real, I suppose it would do because it's a wide tyre version, it's got a real chunky feel to it, chunky look to it. So we take this over now and put it next to one of the older ones. You'll see what I mean about the design differences. It's a much newer, fresher look to it. Let's jump out. The old version, the Tourum, like I say, very kind of slab-sided. The detailing on them is both fantastic. They look really, really great. But you can tell this is a more modern design. The whole look of it, the cab on that one, very kind of, like I say, quite slab-sided. All of it, it's an older looking harvester. Not massively. And you look at the width of the cabin there, compared to the width of the cabin here, much, much wider, much better view. Like I say, the colours, that's more greyish at the top, definitely black. A real different look to it. It's a modern machine. Very, very nice indeed. Oh, one thing I didn't show. If we come around to the back here, if we switch between, I've got to make sure I get the right button. Not that one. Let me just check. So if we disable straw swath, that panel in the back will move. It's hard to see because it's black. I'm just about to see that moving. So that's straw swath disabled. Or the other way around. And that's straw swath enabled. So it's very nice. It's just, yeah, it's a great looking harvester. Very, very nice. Great mod by Giant Software. It looks very, very impressive. I suppose the older ones, when they were kind of the first ones in game, you look at all the other different harvesters in game, you got the impression it was that very much they look Russian. I know it sounds weird, but they kind of looked very, they were functional. You know, most kind of Russian equipment, you get that feeling that it's function over form. It has a job, it has a purpose. There's no messing around. It needs to look a certain way, do a certain thing. You know, it doesn't need to be flash or fancy or have a wondrous design. It just needs to be functional and do its job. Whereas obviously the more modern versions, now they're competing in a more global market, which they have been for a long time, to be fair. This has definitely got a more, I don't know, a more fancy design to it that is really competing with a lot of the modern harvesters, I think. But there you go. It's here. It's on the Modhub. It's a very, very nice harvester. It kind of comes in the range between the two, so between the Acros and the Tourum, it slots sort of in between here. Very nice indeed. Yeah, there's not really a lot else to say about it. It's a harvester. It does harvesting. I like the new header. I like that idea a lot. Having its own header trailer on attached, that draper system. It's yeah, very, very nice indeed. I hope you found this useful and informative. As I normally say, even if it's just to have a look at it in a kind of three-dimensional sense rather than just on a shop buying screen, and a quick look over the details and the inside of the cab, and even if it's just to say to yourself, yeah, I'm not going to get one. But I like the fact, again, it's a new harvester to add in. the Fendt pack was kind of a Massey reskin or vice versa. This is a new harvester, so it gives you a few options if you want to change things up a bit. But if you have enjoyed it, found it useful, informative in any way, shape or form, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.